All right, what's good, everybody? Like, share, subscribe. Cash App $ Winston Bobby. Hope everybody's had a great day today. So this has been a very hot topic, a very interesting topic, particularly those who are in the sports world and you like basketball. Okay, and like I say, I made a short video about this earlier today. And as promised, I was going to make a longer video once I got more intimate details. And there may be a part 2 coming very, very soon, maybe tonight or something, okay? Maybe it's tonight. I might do a part 2. So this comes from Pablo Finds Out, okay? And I think he does a lot of investigations, as far as in sports, maybe, I don't know, the athletes, owners, and things of that nature. Because you do have to look at, these sports and so forth, okay, that many of them, at least half of it is rigged. It's more than to it than just a sport. And it is a business, okay, where you have billions and billions of dollars. You got, the endorsers, you got the media, all kinds of hands into this, all right? And a lot of these guys are getting to where now they're buying these teams that they have other endeavors and things and now they want to try to kind of promote their business by buying these teams. Okay, So I want to talk about here the NBA's Los Angeles Clippers. All right, and there's been once again a big article with Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, who is the owner of Microsoft, okay? It was Bill Gates, but he really doesn't have any stake in it, all right? And if he does, then he's more of a background guy now. And Andre Cherry is the co-owner of the Clippers, right? These guys right now are under fire for paying Kawhai Leonard under the table $28 million. Now, what this does is, right, on top of the salary that he's already getting, it gives like a fair advantage to the salary cap. So what it did was some of the money that Kawhi Leonard is getting, see what that does is that filters out more money to pay other people if they need it, maybe a free agent or two, to help get them for the money that they could use off the salary cap, okay? And what that does is that stacks teams, okay? And the salary cap, which something that the NBA takes seriously, is used for, from teams, stacking up against each other and becoming a dynasty, that kind of thing, okay? That I think it keeps everything fair and balanced, as far as, the monies and so forth, okay? How much they can pay these players. But everybody doesn't pay fair. These guys are not the only ones that they've done it. I said that before, earlier. So basically what happened, right? Okay, I told you though. The NBA, every team has a certain salary cap of a certain amount of millions of dollars, okay? I don't know, but they're hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe, I don't know, 200-300 million, something like that, okay? Right. So when they pay the players and all that, these are for people that don't know. This is like a remedial class, okay? So every contract, it adds up. So when that money accrues or whatever, they can't go over that salary cap, okay? If it's the more money that they have under, the more money I think is more beneficial for the owners and the more players that they can bring in or whatever. But they're always going to have a certain amount saved up, for whatever reason, if they have to bring another player in, they have to get rid of a player, or if they're going to keep it for their own benefit, whatever that reason is, right? And once again, it's kind of like what they're doing is cooking the books, because Kawhi Leonard has got $174 million for a 4-year or 5-year contract, something like that, okay? From my research, right? and he's getting a $28 million endorsement, okay, which I think, in my professional opinion, is something that is like a stipend on top of the money that he's getting, the $28 million. Okay, now the thing is, Steve Ballmer and this Cherney guy, they opened up a energy company called Inspire back in 2020 or 2021. Okay, and you can get this information. This is public information because they opened it about as far as the papers of when they opened it up, and also the LLC from the state of California. Okay, and money was funded by celebrities, and they even funded the money. The company was secretly funded by Steve Ballmer, and I know there was some celebrities like Drake, I believe, Leonardo DiCaprio. There was several others, including Kawhai Leonard. Okay, and Kawhi Leonard has got the biggest cut of the endorsement, but he had to go and make appearances and make shout outs on social media or the internet, which he didn't do any of that. You didn't see any of that from the reports of what Pablo says. Okay, now one thing I do know is Kawhi Leonard doesn't do social media. Okay, so he didn't say a word. All right, but once again, with these endorsements and things of that nature, for some reason it was treated like a part of the salary, and that once again it's an unfair advantage, that kind of thing. I think with him signing such a high contract, like a 4-year contract of $175 million, it raises a lot of eyes anyway. And at the time, from looking at that podcast, that the NBA did do an investigation, and it was not enough to where, I guess they wanted to investigate any further and send out a warning that about anybody get caught, doing something like that, then they could, the NBA, and one thing I didn't know is they got the power to void a player's contract. So basically, they can cut that player despite the fact that the team wants them, okay? They could give the team serious, steep fines, okay? What else that they could do? They could even make an owner sell the team, okay, with the votes of all the owners or whatever, the power that the commissioner had. Some of you guys seen that happen with the other guy that owned the Clippers, okay? I can't think of his name, okay? And just so you know, Steve Ballmer is one of the guys or the reasons why you pay so much to go to these these basketball games, because he wanted to buy it for $2 billion, I'm sorry, where the teams at the time were only $1 billion, okay? And then a lot of other guys, these mega billionaires, they follow suit, okay? And that kind of thing, with the contracts as being so high and things. So you're paying at least twice as much as you should pay for these damn NBA games, okay? Now, moving on, that couple of things. The company ended up filing for bankruptcy, let's see here, earlier, about a year ago, and a lot of this stuff started getting exposed with the contract, and they do have a copy of that contract made public with Kawhi and Andre Cherry and all that, with that $28 million and things of that nature, okay? But as I said before, there's some of that had maybe, it was the government for some of that, because he had mentioned, and I caught the part where Pablo had said that Cherney wanted to try to get into politics, and he wanted to come out with a Democratic version of 2025, I believe 2029, okay? So probably with, the Republican or the Trump investigation felt as though that was a threat to the election, and what, Trump is doing, actually what he's doing now, to get certain people out of that circle or out of certain federal positions, that he's exposing people. You see what happened to that lady out there, like with the Fed Bank and things like that, with those mortgage loans. I think she reported a different address or something like that, and that's probably going to be part of this purge with 2025, Project 2025. And I think this is how they're finding out about a lot of this, okay, with what's going on. Moving forward, I don't know what's going to happen, and this is at the time I understand they're getting ready to open up that Intuit Dome, I believe. I thought they opened it last year. They must have hadn't had it, done it. So, nevertheless, okay, this is a hot issue, and I think in closing, y'all, probably the NBA probably is not going to have any other choice but to investigate other owners and to see if they're doing stuff like this to try to clean up the game and all that, just to keep the government off their back. Because what they could do is the government could start charging them with these owners and things like that with tax fraud, and also the commissioner, they'll start investigating him to see if he's getting kickbacks from it. They may do what they call a audit off of him. So it's one of the things that really they have no other choice but to clean up, okay, with that commissioner, Adam Silver. All right. So let me know what you think. Okay, maybe there'll be a sequel coming up, and hey, stay tuned for the next video.